Hey guys, I welcome you all to my channel. Recently, a series named A Suitable Boy was released on an OTT platform, Netflix. OTT is over the top platform, and this Netflix is an American streaming service. We have many OTT platforms in India. We have Amazon Prime, we have Wood Select, we have Disney Plus Hotstar, that is the most subscribed OTT platform in India. And the first OTT platform from India was launched in the year 2008 by Reliance Entertainment. That was Big Flix. Okay, and all these OTT platforms now come under Information and Broadcasting Ministry, Ministry of IB, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, because government was asking these platforms to come up with a regulating body. Like we have for films, we have CBFC, Central Board of Film Certification. For news, we have News Broadcasters Associations. We have for print media, Press Council of India. So government was asking them to come up with a regulating body. So they also come up with a self-regulatory code. Okay, that was eight video streaming services had signed a self-regulating code where they decided that five type of content they will not show. First was that content that is disrespecting our national emblem, national flag. Second was the content that is promoting child pornography. Third was the content that is promoting terrorism. Fourth was the content that is hurting the religious sentiments of people. And fifth was anything that is banned they will not show. So this was the code they come up with, but government didn't support this. They didn't really accept it. Okay, so now this all these platforms are under the purview of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Now coming to this topic, A Suitable Boy, this is a series. It was launched on the Netflix, and there are around 6 episodes in it. I have not watched this series, but reportedly in the first episode there are few scenes of a girl and boy kissing. There are around three scenes that are shot inside a temple. So this is they are showing a girl and boy kissing inside a temple. There's Hindu temple, there's Shivalinga in backdrop, and that has hurt the religious sentiments of people. Okay, and there were people on internet trending boycott Netflix. Okay, boycott Netflix was trending in India 2 days back, and even an FIR is registered against this in Madhya Pradesh. A BJP leader filed an FIR, and it was registered under IPC section 295A, okay, for hurting the religious sentiments, because it is hurting the sentiments of Hindu community. Then there was a different group of people. They argued. Khajuraho also started trending in India. Khajuraho is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a temple in Madhya Pradesh, and you will find some erotic sculptures on its walls. And people started comparing these two incidents, that people are okay with this but not this. Okay, so some group of people were in opinion that Hindu people are okay with these temples where there are erotic sculptures that are carved, but not okay with this content. So they were calling it a hypocrisy. However, we are not going into this controversy thing. I will only showing you 15 Hindu and Jain temples where you will find some erotic sculptures. Okay, because there are temples in India where you will find these sculptures. Okay, before going to these 15 Hindu temples, let's understand why these sculptures are carved on the walls of these temples. So when many historians and different philosophers are in different views, many people give different views on this. Okay, so I've come up with 8 views. These are not my views. I have only collected the reasons why these temples, why you will find these sculptures carved on these temples. Okay, so first is that these are only carved outside. Okay, you will find these only on the outer walls of the temple. There's no any carving inside the sanctum sanctorium where their deity is placed. So it is referring to thing that all the desires, temptations, and materialistic needs you have to abandon before going on the path of divine path. Okay, on the path of God. Because there's deity inside the sanctum sanctorium of a temple. Okay, this is sanctum sanctorium. Then we have many architectural styles. Okay, but deity is placed in the sanctum, and these are only carved in the outer walls. Okay, so we in order to get on the path of divine, path of spirituality, you have to leave your desires, your temptations, your human needs, your materialistic needs outside this, okay, before entering into the sanctum sanctorum. You have to get yourself free from all these needs. So that was one opinion of people, one philosophy behind it, okay, that you have to get free from all these things before entering the path of, before going on the path of god and goddesses, path of the moksha we call it, okay. Then we have for education. Some people believe that this topic is a social taboo. We do not communicate it openly. We do not talk about it. So the people in those times, they used to communicate this through these artworks, because every people used to visit these temples, so they can really learn about these things. So it's for education purpose, because this topic is a social taboo. We really don't talk about it. So it is to communicate through these artworks about this, okay. So that was the second opinion. Third opinion is that these are not carved on the temples, they are only carved on the caves. These say, they believe that Khajuraho are not the temples, they are caves. So these are only outside the caves, outside the temple. If they are in outside the temple, then they are outside the temples of Kamdev and Rati, that are believed to be the god and goddesses of Kam, okay. So they are in the opinion that these carvings are only in the caves, not in the temples. If they are in the temples, then these temples are of the Kamdev and Rati, because we have a religious sacred text in Hindu religion that is called Kam Sutra, okay. And this was also in news, because in Khajuraho you will find people used to sell these books, okay. And there's one group that was opposing this, okay, that these all should not be sold in a religious place, okay. So that was also in news. So that one, some people consider it as a sacred, it as a religious place, because many of these carvings are from this textbook, okay, from the Kam Sutra. So all the figures are from this text, they are carved on the temples, okay. So some believe it's sacred because it was a Hindu text, ancient Hindu text, okay. And some relate it to tantric sciences, that some people who practice tantric science, tantric siddhi, they have to do all these things. So this is related to that, because there's some tantric sciences also in beliefs. And according to tantric sciences, these are power practices of tantric sciences, some related to that, okay. And some believe that this culture at those times, the ancient Indian culture, was very liberal, nudity was acceptable for people, and artists at those times were really free, they were liberal, they had no restrictions. So these are just artworks, these are just the creativity of people and the representation of the liberal society we had in that period, okay. So some are in this opinion. However, some believe that Hindu religion is based on four pillars: dharma, earth, kam, and moksha. And these carvings are related to kam. And in these Hindu temples, all four pillars are given equal importance. That's why these carvings are there on the walls, okay. So some are in this opinion. And some believe that it is process that is completely pure, that is sacred. It is the process of creation of human. And it is process of birth, and it is completely acceptable, it is pure, it is sacred. That's why these paintings are carved on the walls of a temple. So these are the different opinions of people, that why these carvings are there on the religious places, on the Hindu and Jain temples. Now let's come to 15 famous Indian temples we have, where you will find this kind of sculptures, these erotic sculptures you will find in India. First, we have Khajuraho itself. It's in Madhya Pradesh. It's UNESCO World Heritage Site, and we have Hindu and Jain temples there. It's built by Chandel dynasty. It's in Nagar architecture style. It's built in Nagar architecture style. We have Nagar and Dravidian architecture style. Okay, so it's a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We have covered UNESCO World Heritage Sites in a separate video, where we have covered cultural and natural UNESCO World Heritage Sites from India. All sites we have covered. You can watch that video to learn about our rich heritage. Okay, so first is Khajuraho temple, that is in Madhya Pradesh. It's a group of temples. Only few temples are surviving now. Okay, so these are Hindu and Jain temples in Madhya Pradesh. Second, we have Konark Sun Temple in Odisha. Okay, it is also known as Black Pagoda, and it is also where you will find some carvings, okay, that are there of some erotic sculptures you will find in Konark Sun Temple of Odisha. Third, we have Sasbahu Temple in Nathdwara in Rajasthan. You will find where you will find these carvings also. So Sasbahu Temple is in Nathdwara in Rajasthan. Third, we have Markandeshwara Temple in Maharashtra. Okay, so Markandeshwar Temple is in Maharashtra, and it is dedicated to God Shiva, and it was constructed within one night. So it is constructed in one night only, so it is very mysterious to know that one temple is constructed overnight. And some people believe there are some demons, so these carvings are done by demons. Okay, so these are not really these are not considered religious, these carvings. Some people believe that because it's constructed within one night, so these carvings were the works of the demon. Okay, so they carved these carvings, these erotic sculptures. Fifth, we have Lingaraj Temple in Odisha. Okay, so it is in Bhubaneswar. It is in the temple city. Bhubaneswar is known as the temple city of India, where you will find these carvings. Okay, and it is dedicated to Harihara, that is basically the form of Shiva and Vishnu, the god Shiva and Vishnu. Okay, and it is known here you will also find some sculptures of erotic sculptures. Okay, and we have Modhera Sun Temple in Gujarat. Okay, it is now a tourist spot. Okay, and where you will also find the carvings of erotic carvings. Then we have Virupaksha temple in Karnataka. We have Virupaksha temple, and it is dedicated to uh, Shiva. It's in Hampi. Hampi, it is part of the group of monuments at Hampi that are World Heritage Site. Okay, in Karnataka, that is the Hampi. We have Virupaksha temple in Karnataka in Hampi, the group of monuments at Hampi that are UNESCO World Heritage Site. We have Padavali temple in MP, where you will also find these carvings in Padavali temple. These are the ruins of some temple. Okay, and these temples are result of weathering. They are not now in good position. There are only ruins that you will find, where you will find such carvings also. We have Nanda Devi temple in Uttarakhand. Okay, so this is Nanda Devi temple. It is believed that Nanda Devi went to Kailasha to meet Shiva after, and here also you will find some carvings, and it is same concept that you have to get free from all the desires, all the temptation before entering a temple. Okay, so that's why there are carvings outside this temple, the Nanda Devi temple of Uttarakhand. Okay, there's Nanda Devi fair that is also celebrated here. And we have Ocean temple. It is in Ocean town, that is on the outskirts of Jodhpur. It is also known as Khajuraho of Rajasthan. Okay, and it is a Jain temple. Ocean temple is a Jain temple, and it is on the outskirts of the Jodhpur town. Jodhpur is the blue city of India. Then we have Bhoramdev temple. Okay, Bhoramdev temple we have in Chhattisgarh. It is known as the Khajuraho of Chhattisgarh. Okay, Bhoramdev temple in Chhattisgarh. It is believed to be of Nagvanshi kingdom. Okay, and Nagvanshi kingdom is believed to worshippers of Nagvanshi and Nagvanshi kingdoms believed to be practicing the tantric sciences. That's why in this temple you will find such sculptures. Okay, of erotic, because some relate it to the tantric sciences, some relate these sculptures to the tantric sciences. That's why in Bhoramdev, that is a Nagvanshi temple, we have these sculptures. It is known as Khajuraho of Chhattisgarh. Then we have Tripurantaka Shivmoga in Karnataka. We have Tripurantaka, that is in the Shivmoga now. Okay, and we have Kailasha temple in Ellora. So it is carved out of a single rock, and it was carved from the upside down. And this is Kailasha temple in Ellora. So Ellora caves we have UNESCO World Heritage Sites. We have here Kailasha temple, where you will find these carvings. Then we have Ranakpur Jain Temple. So it's Ranakpur Jain Temple. It's in Ranakpur. It's near to Udaipur. It's a Jain temple, and it was constructed in 65 years. You will find no any sculpture resemble other. Okay, so no any carving. Every pillar has different carving, and it's a Jain temple. Okay, it was in the tangible heritage also, UNESCO tangible heritage, but it was not accepted. We have Ranakpur Jain temple in Rajasthan. Then we have Satyamurthy Perumal Temple in Tamil Nadu. Satyamurthy Perumal Temple. This is Perumal Temple, where you will find same sculptures. It is dedicated to Vishnu and Goddess Lakshmi. So Goddess Lakshmi and Vishnu. Okay, Lakshmi and Vishnu both are worshipped here in this temple of Perumal. So these are 15 temples in India where you will find such erotic sculptures. Okay, so that's the end of video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Thank you for watching this. Keep supporting, keep watching. Have a great day.